Hey Christina, and yes, Christina, this video is just for you, and I'm not going to share this with anybody else. This is going to be very personalized. So I hope this is helpful for you. I'm going to go through the exercises for you, and then we'll talk about what the amount of time that you should spend on each one too, so that way everything is really structured. So the first one we're going to start with is the deep neck flexors. So this is the one where you lay on your back, you tuck your chin in as far as you can, and then in the beginning, you're just gonna, the goal is to get to this, where you lift the head up like that. So right here, my head was completely lifted off the ground. It was weightless, and all of the engagement is coming from here, but it's such a tiny movement. That's it. I can still feel my hair pressing down. In the beginning, don't do it all the way. Just, if your head weighs 10 pounds, exert about 2.5 pounds of force, and then 5, which makes it 50%, then 7.5, then 10, and that will cause it to lift up. You want to hold that ideally in the beginning. Try to hold it for 5 seconds or so. Work your way up to 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're going to want to do 3 to 5 rounds of that. Start with 3 rounds, okay? And then the next thing we're going to do are scapular push-ups. So with that one, you're here, and what you're doing, what we talked about was you're squeezing the shoulder blades down, not up, but back and down. And then instead of just going to neutral, you want to really try to separate those shoulder blades and really roll those off of your rib cage. So it's going to be like here, down, and then separate that and round that as much as you can, and you feel a nice deep stretch right along where the scapula articulates with the thoracic cage. For those 10 as well, 3 to 5 rounds of that. The next one are the thoracic rotations. So that's where you're sitting on your heels, hands into the ground, spread your fingers, and then press back. So press yourself back so your butt is pressing against your heels. Take your shoulders, pull them down, and keep a neutral spine. So don't round here. This one, you want to be a neutral spine, engage, elbow to elbow, and then rotate up. And really focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together as you open up. So that one, 10 on each side, 3 to 5 rounds, making this really simple. Then the next thing is going to be the overhead walks. So with this one, I want you to start with a light weight, but look, maybe have your husband take a picture or look in the mirror. You really want that stacked right over the shoulder. You don't want that here and like this holding it up. You really want to keep that neutral stacked position. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take the weight. You can use a dumbbell, hold it up above your head. See, I have mine just like almost like pressing against, it's like touching my ear lightly. Everything is engaged here, and then I'm walking like that while I'm holding it overhead. It's a really good exercise for not just core stability, but posture and shoulder stability. Then the last one is going to be the banded pull-aparts. So for this one, here, and what we talked about earlier, slowly. So pulling it slowly, squeeze, don't arch, but squeeze the shoulder blades, and then slowly release. Squeeze the shoulder blades, slow release. And you want to do that 10 to 15 times. Standing, walking overhead, that you do it for, pick a distance, walk back and forth until you get tired, and then switch arms and do that again. So with all of these, let's just look at 10 reps-ish, and then work up to 3 to 5 rounds. If it's a quick one, just knock out 3 rounds. If you have a little bit more time, work up to 5. I think this will be super helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. Take care.